Welcome to the most entertaining deli in the world. Hi, your table's waiting, so come on in. Get ready for outrageous stories served up with dry wit. Welcome to... And here's the host of Baloney, Pat Bullard.
Hey, hey, hey. Hello, everyone. Fabulous crowd. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Baloney. My name, of course, is Pat Bullard. At least that's the name they gave me at the Witness Relocation Program. That is baloney, but what isn't baloney is we're going to have lots of fun, and our studio audience has a chance to win lots of money. Very important. And not only that, here to help us along, as usual, is the belle of baloney, the lovely Cindy. Cindy? Oh. How are you? Isn't she beautiful? Isn't she a beautiful girl? Okay. It's nice to have you back. As always, it's a pleasure.
It's
and
a pleasure
you're
for
sporting lovely pink flamingos.
Oh, my earrings.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got them off a very small lawn. Yeah.
Okay, I understand we have some great guests. Why don't you introduce them for us?
You bet, Pat. And now a young man who once had an out-of-body experience, got lost, and returned to the wrong body, Tim Sims.
Tim Sims!
And now a lady who has never met a man her mother didn't like, Marla Lukowski.
So lovely, so lovely.
This guy is so polite. When a lady comes into the elevator, he removes his head. Joe Flaherty.
All right, let me explain the rules. They're really quite simple. We couldn't handle anything else. At the beginning of each round, our storytellers will be given a topic, and they will tell a story, of course, related to that topic. Right? Now, while each story will seem more outrageous than the last, in fact, one of those stories is true, while the other two are false or... baloney. Your job will be to separate the truth from the baloney, and everyone who correctly picks the true story will share in our jackpot each round of $1,000. I told you it was simple. Now, let's get started. As usual, we start round one and turn to the lovely Cindy for our topic. Cindy?
Gee, Pat, I can't wait to get started. It's Curious Cures.
Curious Cures is our topic. Let's start this round with Tim Sims. Come on up, Tim. Tell him a story. Go get him, buddy.
All right, most of you have seen on television evangelists who claim to be able to heal people through the laying on of hands. I don't know if they can do that or not. I've never tried to be healed. I know one thing is true, though, that there is an Ethiopian ruler who believed that the Bible itself had healing powers. And I'm not talking about the words of wisdom in the Bible, you know, everyday advice like Moses, take these 2 tablets and call me in the morning. I'm talking about the book itself. King Menelik II of Ethiopia actually felt that eating the Bible helped him. So whenever he was feeling peckish or sniffly, he'd eat a couple pages. I don't know why. Maybe because it tasted so bad, he thought it must be good for you. If you've ever eaten parchment, you know it's terrible without dip, especially. It's a horrible thing. Anyways, he had too much of a good thing. Eventually, he died after finishing off the first book of Kings from a heavy, ornate Egyptian Bible. I wasn't there when he died. I don't know what his last words were, but they were probably, I'm sure, something like, I can't believe I ate the holy thing.
Oh, yes. Yes. Well done. Well done, Tim. Very well done. Marla, come on up. Come on up and share a story with us. Go get him.
I'm really Dustin Hoffman in drag. Baloney! My story is about dieting. This is a great diet developed by Dr. Horowitz. It's called the Eat All You Can Afford diet. And the budget is $1,500. If you eat this, you have to be very, very rich. You have to eat certain dishes like this. Beluga caviar sauteed in truffle sprouts and Don Perignon sauce. That costs $112 a dish. Can you believe that? Whale shark eggs. poached in arugula blossoms. That's $675. That's pretty expensive, isn't it? But you know, one egg can serve 18 people for the cheap people out there. I know they're all so worried. And of course, can you imagine this egg coming out of that charcoal? Oh, God, no natural chocolate for me. And then the last dish is, oh yeah, true. The last dish is potatoes, mashed potatoes with pearls. But of course, that varies with the cost depending on how expensive the potatoes are. Not to mention the pearls, they could be Baroque, you know, and then you have to get them fixed. This is a true story. You lose 5 pounds a week, made the doctor rich, made me thin because I couldn't afford anything. It's true.
Yay. Marla Lukowski. Thank you, Marla. All right, Joe, curious cures. Come on up, Joe Flair. Go on. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh! Oh, boy. I'll tell you. All right, okay. I only got a minute up here, and that's pretty scary, I'll tell you. All right. I'm going to tell you the story, the true story of Tahi Rubidoux. This is a woman who created a new form of medicine, and it's called voodoo acupuncture. Now this is very interesting because what she does is she'll ask you, the patient, to submit some fingernails, clippings, toenail clippings, lock of hair, anything that I guess grows after you're dead. I don't know. But she takes this stuff and she attaches it to this little doll that she creates from the root of a mandrake or something, and she just puts it right on there. Now, the beauty of this is you can be healed, long distance. You call her up and the 1-800 number and say, Tahi, or sister, Tihi, and you just say, my hemorrhoids have flared up again, and she gets it on and gives it a little, wherever you do for the hemorrhoids, and you're cured. It's a true story.
All right. Joe Flaherty. Thank you, Joe. Very well done. All right, now you've heard all 3 stories. Let me just remind you of the 3 stories we heard because you're going to have to vote. Tim told us about the Bible-chewing king. If you believe that story, you're going to set your dial to green. And Marla told us about the eat-all-you-can-afford diet. If you believe that story, you will set your dial to red. And Joe told us about the long-distance voodoo acupuncture doctor. If you believe that story, you're an idiot. I'm just kidding. It could very well be the true story. You will set your dial to blue. All right, audience, please, if you would, vote now. Let's find out how the audience voted, shall we? 36 people believe Tim's story about the man who ate the Bible. 30 people believe Marla about the expensive diet.
Good.
And 34 people believe Joe's story about the voodoo diet. All right, as usual, we like to turn to the lovely Cindy and find out which story is true and which 2 stories are baloney. Cindy?
Gosh, Pat, it's fun having fun, isn't it? Okay.
Tim actually told the true story. Well done. That means that 36 people will share in our jackpot of $1,000 this round. So congratulations to those 36 people. Good for you. We're going to take a short break. Before we do that, I'd like to leave you with a slice of bologna, something to ponder while you're in the washroom or in the kitchen or something. Because the mouse is considered sacred in Tibet, Mickey Mouse is actually regarded as a religious figure. Is that the truth or baloney? We'll find out right after these messages.
Promotional consideration provided by Butterball. Why not have turkey for lunch? Introducing new Butterball Turkey Cold Cuts for today's healthier, active lifestyle. Ask for Butterball Turkey Cold Cuts and slice and serve meats at your favorite store. And Scruples. Hairstylists do it with Scruples. Now you can too at home between salon visits. Scruples hair and skin products so effective you wonder how you managed before. Ask your stylist for Scruples.
All right, before we took our break, I left you with this slice of bologna, and you can ponder this for a bit. Because the mouse is considered sacred in Tibet, Mickey Mouse is actually regarded as a religious figure. Is that the truth or baloney? That actually is baloney. That is baloney. Actually, Jim Baker. Jim Baker is a Mickey Mouse religious figure. A lot of people don't realize that. We're ready to begin round 2, and of course, we turn to the lovely Cindy for our topic. Cindy?
Yeah, it's just a spin away, Pat.
Okay.
It's lab blab.
Lab Blab is our topic for round 2, and we'll start with Marla Lakovsky. Come on up, Marla.
I'm not just a comedian, I'm also a client. Get at him. Anyways. Oh, yes. My story's on Lab Blab. This is about Dr. Paul Fullwood, who was a biologist who believed in crossbreeding, not to be confused with cross-dressing. And hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not putting anything down. If Phil Donahue can do it, so can anybody else. Okay. Anyway, he got into crossbreeding, and he crossbred a zebra egg with a tiger sperm. And of course, he got an animal who has stripes going vertically and horizontally. And it's called a zeger, or a typra, or whatever you want to call it. And he plays tic-tac-toe on himself all the time. And that's a true story. It really happened. There's this animal in some zoo somewhere. And all I know is that I would like to be crossbred with Dudley Moore so we could have a very, very short child. And that's the truth.
Thank you, Marla. Well done. All right, our topic's Lab Blab. Let's bring up Joe Flaherty. Come on, Joe. Go get her. All right.
Okay, now this is the story of Clive Baxter, a lie detector expert who one day attached a lie detector machine to his plant and found out that the plant had human responses to emotional stimuli. In other words, it reacted like a human, which makes me wonder about this guy putting a lie detector to a plant in the first place. Marjorie, there's some Glenlivet missing. I wonder who took it. I bet it was that poinsettia. Well, anyway. Strange guy. Anyway, he was thinking about burning the plant, and which makes you wonder about him too. You know, I think I'll burn it at the stake. But the plant read his mind. It could actually read its mind, and the machine almost jumped off. The needle. So he concluded that the machine not only could respond to stimulus, but also read minds. True story. Clive Baxter.
All right, modern history is full of the exploits of scientists who've done great things. There have been a lot of great discoveries, 7 or 8 discoveries. And you got to wonder what motivates these guys to do it. I mean, what drives them? What made Banting and Best work so hard to discover insulation? Was it the Nobel Prize, you know? Was it for the good of man, chicks? I don't know. But sometimes the reason is very simple, as in the case of Dr. Silas Wolcott, who wanted to find a cure for impotence because he was impotent. He never found a cure, but he died a happy man anyways because he found that although his final concoction didn't cure any of his test patients of impotence, they all loved the taste. And a couple of them actually started using it as a salad dressing, and you know, if it's that ridiculous, it's got to be true. And a company bought it off him. They bought the formula for the equivalent of $150,000, which is certainly enough to keep a man's spirits up, if nothing else. And he died knowing that if nothing else, at least the lettuce would never get limp. And that's true.
Thank you, Tim. Okay, we've heard all 3 stories. Now let me remind you what they were. Tim told us about the salad dressing with something extra. If you believe that story, you will set your dial to green. Marla told us about the tic-tac tiger. If you believe that story, you will set your dial to red. And Joe told us about the very human-like houseplant. If you believe that story, you will, of course, set your dial to blue. So audience, please, if you would, vote now. Let's see how the audience voted, shall we? 19 people believe Tim's story about the salad dressing cure. 15 people believe Marla about the tic-tac tiger.
Turn on ya.
Amazing 66 people believe Joe's story about the houseplant. Now, the only way to find out which story is true and which 2 are baloney is to turn to the lovely Cindy. Cindy?
Gee, Pat, those stories really tax the mind, don't they?
Oh. Joe is telling the true story. which means that 66 people will share in our jackpot of $1,000 this round. Congratulations to those people. Now, we're going to take a short break, and of course, before we do that, I like to share a slice of bologna with you. Ponder this. Abstract painter Pablo Picasso worked for 3 days as a police sketch artist. Is that the truth or baloney? We'll find out when we get back.
Promotional consideration provided by Remington, the new Remington Electro Blade with vibrating blades for a close, smooth, comfortable shave, safe, immersible, and cordless. The new Remington Electro Blade vibrating blade system. And Butterball, why not have turkey for lunch? Introducing new Butterball Turkey Cold Cuts for today's healthier, active lifestyle. Ask for Butterball Turkey Cold Cuts and Slice and Serve Meats at your favorite store.
We are back, and welcome back. Nice to have you here. I left you with this slice of bologna before the commercial break. Abstract painter Pablo Picasso worked for 3 days as a police sketch artist. Is that the truth or baloney? That is baloney. Well, they couldn't look for criminals with ears on their foreheads and stuff. It's time to start round 3, and of course we want to turn to the lovely Cindy for our topic. Cindy?
Okay, Pat. You know, two's fun, but three's company.
Three's company. Three's company is our topic, and let's start with Joe Flaherty. Come on up, Joe. Tell them about Three's company.
Trees, now certain things are supposed to be certain ways. They're supposed to be. Like water is supposed to be wet, rocks are supposed to be heavy, zucchinis, yeah. The sky is blue, and trees are square. Oh, wait, before you say baloney, listen to this. Now down, around the Panama Canal, just north of it, they've discovered a forest where they grow square trees. Actually, now scientists are trying to duplicate this, but they can't. And I'm sure that they're working hard on it, like, well, you know, the military's probably, Brad, I'm working on square trees. We can rule the world if we ever find the secret to that. But they haven't cracked that nut yet. So, square trees are actually growing down there, which is quite unusual, and it's true, yeah. No, it's really true. North of Panama.
Joe Flaherty. Thank you, Joe. We're going to keep things moving. Come on up, Tim Simpson. There we go.
All right. All right, whenever my mom wanted to buy new shoes, my dad would always whine, and he'd complain about the money and always tell us money doesn't grow on trees. And I think my mother would have been very happy amongst the Ubuntu people of Western Africa, because it didn't matter to them if money grows on trees, because their shoes grow on the trees there. They're called Klinkava trees, and the Ubuntu people get most of their clothing from them. Their robes and hunting costumes are from the moss-like stuff that hangs from the branches. Their tools are made with the wood of the tree, and their shoes are made with the leaves that grow in a shape that resembles a human foot. And they're sort of leather-like. They smack them on their feet, they tie them on, and they run through the woods, and it protects their feet. And when they're hunting, also as well as protecting their feet, the leaves are edible. So if they don't catch their game, they can eat their nutritious, if somewhat smelly leaves. And not pleasant, but true.
All right. Thank you, Tim. Three's company, and here's Marla Lakoski. Come on up, Marla. Hey, Marla.
Don't you love this show? Don't you love the set? I feel like having some kishka right now. Okay, my story is very related to me because I'm part Italian, and it's true that there are trees that grow spaghetti in Italy. It's very true. It was created by a man named Nunzio Catalini, and he grew spaghetti. Actually, he developed the tree that grew spaghetti. It's right in his backyard. He's a botanist. He's worked on it for 20 years. It's true. It's growing right there. It looks like spaghetti. It feels like spaghetti. And it smells like spaghetti. If you want to go up to the branches and smell it, I don't know why you would. And it's true. And people from all over the countryside and tourists drive by and they go, "Hey, Nunzio, you got spaghetti trees in your backyard?" And he says, "Yeah." And then, so when it comes to fall, it turns to brown and orange and yellow, and it falls down on the ground. And then he gets a giant fork and a spoon and a little Parmesan, and he rakes it up. And he realized it wasn't growing very well, so he thought maybe next time he'd get some pesto sauce and water the tree. But that's true. Italian trees that grow spaghetti in Italy. It's true, folks.
Yes. Thank you, Marla. All right, 3 very convincing stories. Let me remind you of the stories we just heard. Tim told us about the African shoe trees. If you believe that story, of course, you will set your dial to green. And Marla told us about the spaghetti trees in Italy. If you believe that story, you will set your dial to red. And Joe told us about a forest with four-sided trees. If you believe that story, you will set your dial to blue. And audience, please vote now. Let's find out how the audience voted, shall we? 62 people believe Tim's story about the shoes that grow on trees. 19 people believe Marla about the spaghetti tree.
My family.
And 19 people believe Joe. All right. It's the moment of truth. We like to turn to the lovely Cindy and find out which story is true and which two stories are baloney. Cindy?
Gosh, Pat, the room is just buzzing with energy, isn't it? Okay.
Share in this round's jackpot of $1,000. Congratulations to those people. Good job, well done, Joe. All right, this is the part where I like to come out into the audience and meet a few of the people and give you a chance to win a fabulous hunk of baloney. You can win. We promise prizes, you get prizes. Let's talk to somebody. Hi, how are you, sir? Stand up for me if you would. What's your name?
My name is Serge.
Serge? Yes. Seriously, what's your name? just a joke, Serge.
Everybody plays the Children of the Crystal.
Okay. It's a very nice name.
Thanks.
I read this slice of bologna. You tell me if it's the truth or baloney, okay, Serge? All parking meters in Pisa, Italy lean slightly to one side. That's it. Is that the truth or baloney, Serge?
Baloney.
That is baloney, Serge. We have a wonderful prize for you. Look at the lovely Cindy has for you there. Have a seat, Serge. Thank you for playing our game. It was nice to have you here. We're about out of time. I'd like to thank our guest, Tim Sims. Give Tim a big hand. Of course, Marty Lukoski. And Joe Flaherty. Thank you very much, Joe. And as always, we can't go away without thanking the lovely Cindy. Thank you, Cindy. Be sure to join us next time, and don't forget to bring your appetite, because we'll be serving up lots more. Thank you very much.